Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-May 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Capricorn. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. And but I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on this month. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and also you'll be notified when I post videos in the future. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close. Column number 2, we're going to do just a general look at the remainder of May. We're going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We're also going to do 3 yes or no questions, a healing note, and your crystal of the month. Well, let's see here, taking a look at a summary card for what's wrapping up and coming to a close. We have the card Surface. And when I see this card, this is about like having a bubble around you and like letting things kind of bounce off of you that are good for you, only taking on the good things. So that surface being almost protecting you, your bubble of energy. Let's see, Capricorn, what we've got here in terms of messages. The first card that we have is the Moon card. The Moon card is a card oftentimes of voluntary changes, or it's about like trusting your intuition. So I do feel like a lot of you like had to make the decision to stop taking on some energy these last few weeks, which is always a good thing to do, good place to be. But again, this was like a very conscious choice that you made, Capricorn, with the Moon card. The next card that we have is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is a card of teamwork, expansion, travel. Some of you could have really been feeling like you have been having to leverage others. So from that teamwork perspective, definitely some of you have been traveling these last few weeks. And in terms of expansion, some of you could have had a family growing, your business growing. Expansion can be really, really a lot of different things. Then at the bottom here, we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands indicates quick action, speed, change, or news coming in. So there could have been something that happened quite quickly for you. Again, that could have been that voluntary change to stop taking on some energy that wasn't serving you. It could have been quick last-minute travel plans, or you could have gotten some news in these last few weeks. Let's clarify though, Capricorn, and see what other messages I have for you here. The first clarifying card we have is the Lover's card. The Lover's card is a card of deep love, partnership. It can also indicate a choice though, and this has been pretty clear in the other cards that we've seen. Again, there was some sort of choice that was made that you are no longer going to be taking on this energy. The next card that we have is the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is a card of feeling unfulfilled. It can also be a surprise gift though. That's what this fourth cup is coming in here. Some of you could have been surprised by your family growing. You could have been like, this could have been a surprise vacation or trip too, for those of you that have been traveling, or it could have been kind of last minute there. But for the feeling unfulfilled, this is what's, I guess, prompting the change, is the message that's coming through here. Again, it's like we're no longer taking on somebody's energy, Capricorn, but it's because it wasn't feeling good, quite plain and simple. Then at the bottom here, we have the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is a good money card. This is a card of like lump sum of money, leaving a legacy, retirement, inheritance. This news coming in could have been related to somebody's retirement or news of inheritance. That could have also been that surprise gift. There could have been unexpected money coming your way with this Ten of Pentacles. So interesting last few weeks for you. It seems like a lot of different things could have been happening here, Capricorn. But let's move on and take a look at what's happening through the end of the month of May and see what messages we have here. We have the card moderation. I always like the card moderation because I think moderation is one of many keys to being happy and healthy. It's eating in moderation, exercising in moderation, sleeping in moderation, working in moderation, spending money in moderation. So it's a very fine balance of everything that's going on. So moderation is usually a good thing to keep in mind. So do be thinking moderation as you enter into the end of this month, Capricorn. But let's see what messages we have going into the end of May. The first card that we have is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of self-defense and having to protect yourself against competition. If you look at this card, this person is standing on top of this little hill here, and they're like having to protect themselves against all of these other wands. We're going to clarify that and see if I can give you some more information there. But there could be a time going into the end of this month where you're feeling like you're having to defend yourself or protect yourself from competition. The next card that we have is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is very reliable, very patient, very hardworking. I will say that this Seven of Wands energy does seem to be work-related, but of course we'll clarify. When I see the Knight of Pentacles, though, this is like a reminder to stay focused, stay reliable, stay patient, stay hardworking. So even though there is this noise going on with the Seven of Pentacles, you just have to keep doing what you do best. Stay focused on your goals, stay focused on what you're working on, and kind of not get caught up in the noise that's happening around you. The next card that we have is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a card, again, of travel. So definitely there could be some travel for you. But this is also a card of waiting typically. You see this person is just kind of standing there staring off in the distance. There seems to be something that we are waiting for at this time. Let's clarify though and see what we've got here. The first card that we have is the Death card. The Death card doesn't actually mean death, but it does indicate a big change or an ending. I'm glad to see this for you actually, Capricorn, because when I see a card like the Seven of Wands where we're having to defend yourself, we want to get out of this situation where you feel like you're on edge or you're walking on eggshells or you're constantly having to defend everything we do. So there does seem to be some sort of transition for you coming. There's going to be an end to this point where you're feeling competition or having to defend yourself. The next card that we have is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a card of victory, award, recognition, good news, success, and that's on top of the Knight of Pentacles. We were talking about the Knight of Pentacles. You need to stay reliable, you need to stay focused, you need to stay hardworking, and whatever this thing is that you're working towards is going to be very successful for you. The Six of Wands is a great indicator of that. So if it is hard work, you're going to be awarded for your hard work. You're going to be recognized for your hard work. There's going to be success coming from this thing that you're working so hard on, Capricorn. Then at the bottom we have the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles and the Two of Wands are both waiting cards. If you look at the Seven of Pentacles, this person planted their pentacles and then they're sitting there basically just waiting for them to grow. So there definitely is some waiting going into the end of this month, possibly waiting for this self-defense to end or waiting for this recognition, but acknowledging that there's some waiting happening going into the end of May. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money. So think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have. Again, anything money. The first card we have is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a card of gossip, spies, prying eyes. When I see this card, I tell people to avoid gossip, avoid drama, avoid the water cooler talk. So do be careful of that. This could also, though, on the other hand, be truth coming out. So you could be getting more information on something as it relates to your job or money this month. We'll clarify and see what other messages we can get there, Capricorn. The next card that we have is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a card indicating that you are desiring long-term security. You're wondering, am I making the right money choices? Do I have the right job? Is getting this education the right thing to do? Did I make the right investment? So this is, again, that desire for long-term security, and it's really coming through as wondering, am I doing the correct thing? The next card that we have is the Empress. The Empress is a really good card no matter where we have it in the spread. This is a card of creation. This is a card of abundance. We love to see it when it comes to money. We all want abundance of money, which is wonderful. For those of you looking for a sign if you should be starting your own business, I would take this as a yes. This is that ability to create whatever you want. And generally speaking, money-wise, this is showing an abundance of money, which is good. So especially for those of you in this wondering state with the Four of Pentacles, am I making the right choice? Do I have the right job? Am I making the right money moves? That's coming through as a yes. So let's see what other messages I can give you here. The first card that we have is the Hermit. The Hermit is about going within for clarity. It can also be kind of a card of isolation. The Hermit is kind of pulling yourself in and sticking to you, kind of going in your own bubble, Capricorn. What I'm going to say here, when you're talking about that Page of Swords, is to disengage with the gossip, disengage with the drama, disengage with the water cooler talk. I would be really careful who you're talking to this month, what you say, what you hear, what you engage in. Again, the Hermit's kind of telling you to pull within and stay in your own bubble. And that Page of Swords is typically a warning sign to avoid that gossip, that drama. The next card we have is the Two of Wands. We did have the Two of Wands earlier in this reading. That's, again, our waiting card. So waiting for results. Some of you maybe have been studying for a degree and you're waiting for it to pay off, or you've been working really hard towards a promotion and you're waiting for it to pay off. Again, there's that desire or that wonder if you're making the right moves. And this is kind of just validation that there is some sort of waiting. I see you working hard and waiting, especially with that Empress card at the bottom. Keep pushing forward. You're doing the right things, Capricorn. This is also a card of travel. So some of you could be traveling for work. So do keep that in mind too. Then at the bottom here, we have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is a card of giving or receiving help. It's very much so a card of generosity. So you could find yourself in a position where you are financially helping somebody going into the end of this month, or you could be receiving financial help as well. In the grand scheme of things, this is feeling kind of insignificant. What I'm getting almost from this, Capricorn, is you're in the position where you could help somebody, which is good. Again, that's going back to that abundance of money and having money that you need. Now let's take a look at our next column though, which is anything related to love. So think family, friends, relationships, children, anything you think of when you think love. The first card that we have is the Temperance card. The Temperance card is a card of balance, harmony, self-control, moderation. Moderation has come up with you a few times, so do keep moderation in month as you move forward this month, Capricorn. But when we talk about Temperance, there does seem to be some sort of balance or harmony that's coming through. I had this message come through in a different reading. I can't remember who it was for, but it seems to be the same message. I feel like you've had so much going on that you don't even realize your relationship has kind of been out of balance. And then when it corrects, you're like, oh, it was kind of crazy and it was kind of busy. So you're going to get some balance, but for some of you, you might not have even felt that you've been out of balance. And those for you that are feeling out of balance, take this, that it's going to correct itself, which is, it's good whether you recognize it or don't. The next card that we have is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a very bold card, very powerful, very charming, very courageous. For those of you that are single and would like to be in a relationship, the message is really coming through that you do need to put yourself out there. So again, Capricorn, if you're in that bucket of single but wanting to be with somebody, make sure you're taking the steps to put yourself out there. For the others though, this is these traits are coming through as you, Capricorn. I feel like you have a lot of power and you have a lot of charm and you have a lot of influence on the relationships, whether it's family, friends, or a love interest as well. Then at the bottom here, we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a card of stress, exhaustion, having lots of burdens. If you look at this person, they're like hunched over and crying into this bundle of wands. You're just doing so much. Again, we were talking, some of you don't even realize how much you're doing right now, Capricorn, and you're just like going. So I do feel like some of you are tired, so just be aware of that stress, that exhaustion. When we get burned out too, we might not always react to family, friends, loved ones the way we would like. So do make sure you're taking time for yourself and resting too. So let's clarify this and see what other messages we have coming through. The first clarifying card we have is the King of Cups. The King of Cups is a very supportive card. It's very tolerant, very empathetic. This is good though. This is both you and, for those of you in a relationship, this is you and the person you're in the relationship with. This is a good relationship. It's resilient, it's tolerant, it's empathetic, it's supportive. And that, honestly, for most of you is why you didn't even realize why so much has been going on. It's because the relationship is so healthy. So again, we're balancing, we're coming back, but this is like an indicator of the soundness of your current relationships, whether it's family, friends, or love. The next card we have is Temperance. For those of you that have watched my videos, you know when I get the same card over and over again, I love it because it's like the universe has that really strong, clear, repeat message. Again, we're coming into balance, harmony, we're getting back into that really happy, healthy place. For those of you that, again, are single and seeking, you will be a lot happier and a lot better balanced and just feeling better when you put yourself out there and start going on some dates. Then at the bottom here, we have the Fool card. The Fool card's a card of new beginnings. Similar to what we had up here, I'm glad to see the Fool card on top of our Ten of Wands. When we see this low energy type card, I always hope that I see a card that is much more positive, or a card that indicates an ending or new beginning, which you've had twice now in this reading, which is good to see. So it's kind of like out with the bad, in with the good. So with our Ten of Wands, again, we were talking that you're stressed, you're exhausted, you have too many burdens, and the Fool's saying, okay, it's time to move on from this. You get to move away from this low place and into this much better place. With the Fool card, this is fresh hope, taking chances, new paths, adventures, beginnings. So again, there will be an ending to this low point, this stress, this exhaustion, and we'll be moving into a much happier place here. But one other thing that I want to say with this too, again, if you're single and seeking, great indicator of a new relationship. Now let's move into our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the card Center. Being centered is really, really important. For those of you that don't regularly meditate, I do definitely recommend meditation, grounding, any of those kind of activities to keep you really centered going into the end of May. I think you would benefit from them. But let's see what messages we have here. The first card that we have is the Death card. Again, we had the Death card earlier. The Death card does not mean death, but it does indicate that ending. It's that time to move on. It's that rebirth, that transformation. There's no doubt things are ending and things are coming, new things are coming for you. Again, we're going out with the bad, in with the good. The next card we have is the Hermit card. We also have the Hermit card, so some more repeat cards here for you, Capricorn. But the Hermit card is, again, kind of telling you to come within, be checking in with yourself, be very clear on what you want. Make sure that mental clarity is a focus for you. Then at the bottom here, we have the Emperor card. The Emperor card is a card of strategic planning. When I see this card, it's like long term. We talked about this earlier too. You're doing the right thing long term. So as you go through this transition, as these things are ending and new things are beginning, just know it's taking you to the right place long term. You're setting yourself up for long-term success there. Okay, looking at our last set of clarifying cards, we have the Nine of Cups coming through. Love the Nine of Cups. It's wishes coming true. It's material abundance. It's good health. saying whatever you want, you can have. So as this thing is ending, as you go on this new path, as you go on this rebirth and transformation, it's going to be whatever you want it to be. Hence why the Hermit is so important, being clear on what you want. The next card we have is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a celebratory card. So again, this is confirmation that these endings and these beginnings are the right things for you. They will be celebration worthy. Then at the bottom we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is making a decision, and you're having to make a decision to end all of these things and start new things. So it's just that indicator. You are deciding to take the right next steps for yourself, Capricorn. Now at this point in time, we're going to take, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use the Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, Capricorn, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. Let's see here. Question number 1, we have the Four of Diamonds. This is number 27 card. That's going to be a no. Question number 2 is the Four of Clubs. This is number 4 card. That's going to be a no. And for question number 3, we have the Nine of Hearts. That's going to be a yes. So we have no, no, yes, Capricorn. If you watched your video earlier this month, we did pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you through the month of May. Your crystal is Moonstone. Moonstone does help you be very intuitive, and it keeps kind of all that crazy energy at bay. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, or excuse me, Healing Notes deck. Your note says, live your life from your heart, share from your heart, and your story will touch and heal people's souls. Thank you so much, Capricorn, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Also, when you subscribe, that does help me very greatly, and you'll be notified when I post future videos. Also, if you feel inclined, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Capricorn, and have a wonderful rest of your May.